Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to win at arm wrestling. I'll be going over some pro secrets to help you win at your next match with arm wrestling. Let's get right into the video. I reached out to a few different pros, people that were great at arm wrestling, okay? Lots of wins, very few losses, and I asked them for their top tips. And these are the tips that sort of came up most frequently. So let's get right into it. Tip number one, and secret number one, I should say, is to focus on the angle, not sheer strength. I have personally seen many people that are way stronger lose at arm wrestling because they don't know the angles. So instead of focusing on doing your bicep curls all day long, make sure you have strength, but learn the angles. It's all about the angles because it's about leverage. When you're arm wrestling, it's all about the leverage that you can get. Okay. Secret number two is actually going to be, it's about pulling, not pushing. When people see arm wrestling, they think they're pushing the opponent down. When you think about it though, what you're doing is you're essentially pulling. You're pulling using your muscles, sort of pulling this way, okay? So the idea is that you're not pushing, you're not trying to push. Get that out of your head. You need to focus on pulling, and you need to work your pull muscles, okay? Your pull muscles are your biceps, just like that, okay? Your forearms, like that, and your lats. Okay, and also really work your delts, your shoulder muscles, because they're really going to play a large role in your arm wrestling. A lot of people think it's all about chest. Not really. Your chest is the push muscle. You need to work your pull muscles, okay? Secret number three, because number two was it's all about pulling. Just to recap, number one is focus on the angle. Number two is it's all about pulling. Number three is going to be use the hook move. Now the hook move is a sort of a legendary move. I don't know who came up with it, but it's really, really commonly used now because it allows you to really get some leverage. Now, when you're arm wrestling like this, right, a lot of people just try and pull the arm down, but what the hook is when you're arm wrestling, if you can hook your hand into you, what you're doing to them is you're essentially pulling their arm out, okay? So if I'm arm wrestling and I hook towards me, so I take my wrist and I bring my palm towards facing me, right? I'm taking their wrist and I'm going like that. So essentially you're elongating the wrist, which allows them to use less muscles to actually within the arm wrestle. So, you're forcing them to use fewer muscles and they have less muscular power because they're arm muscles are now elongated. So try and use that hook move if you can, but it does take strength. You do need leverage, but try and hook. Even if you hook like an inch or a quarter of an inch, it's going to make a big difference because they're going to be able to use that less amount of muscle. And then it'll allow you to hook a little bit more maybe and a little bit more. So you want to sort of work them down. That's the idea. Okay. Secret number four is warm up your forearm before the beginning. Now your forearm is a muscle that just gets really fatigued really quickly. That's because it might look big, but in reality the muscles are very, very thin, these thin muscular developments down the forearm. So essentially you want to warm it up before. What I recommend is you just take your wrist like this, you kind of flex it like that. You can see my forearm muscles warming up like that, and then kind of go like this, okay? And I would not recommend using weight because then you might fatigue your forearm. So just basically move your fingers, move your wrists like that. As you can see right here, the forearm muscles are warming up. Just because you don't want to use any weights because that will really, fatigue your muscles potentially. Last but not least is number five, which is to actually use your lat muscles to control your arm angle. So if you notice, your lat muscles are used to basically bring your arm down like that. That's the idea, and sort of bring back. That's the purpose of the lat muscles, which are your back muscles right here. So your lat muscles are actually used to keep your arm in place because when your opponent is trying to twist your arm using their hook maneuver or pull your arm, your lat muscles are used to keep everything in place, which allows you to get that leverage that you need. So try and focus on working your lat muscles and flexing those lat muscles because it's going to keep your arm in place during the arm wrestle. That's basically it. And just to be clear, like I said, back in the day in high school, I was known as like the arm wrestling champ. I know I'm not trying to be like a has-been, but back in the day, yeah, I was pretty good at arm wrestling. Me and my friends, we kind of arm wrestle each other, and I worked out every day, and I was pretty good at it. So I figured that I would reach out to some pros and get their tips and bring those tips to you. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.